Hello, good people, and thank you for joining me here. My name is Michael Marks, movie director, producer, screenwriter, writer, author, if you will. Um, I came here, well, you might be wondering why I'm so dressed up. I'll tell you. I'm dressed up because this relates to a an essay that I wrote about a couple of years ago titled The Oscar Speech. I wrote that essay. That just was my vivid imagination of me seeing myself walking up one day to accept my Best Director prize for whatever feature film that I would have out at that time. But I don't want to go too far into detail about that. That's the Oscar speech. So I believe in why not dress the part. So that's part of why I am dressed the way I am. I believe you walk the part. If you want something, you act as if you already have it. I remember reading that in a book. So, but really, what I'm here to talk to you today is about my experience working with formerly incarcerated men. Um, I worked for the first time as an employment specialist at Amity Foundation, and it was. I'm gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you. It was because I'd never worked with formerly incarcerated men or men in a reentry program, and I had never been involved in the justice system myself, locked up or uh, uh, been to jail or anything like that. It was so I was kind of nervous about it, to be honest. When I got hired, I was a little nervous, like how are these guys gonna take to me? To a guy they're gonna see me as some like puff butt or whatever. And but surprisingly, they took well. They took well to me, and the reason why I bring them up because the job, that particular job at that nonprofit organization ended up being the best work experience, the best job that I had, and in terms of the reward, the reward that I got from doing the job, watching the guys succeed, and I was an employment specialist, and I was tasked with giving speeches. These were morning presentations to get the guys ready, to get them ready, essentially get them ready to accept work and work on a job, that type of thing. So, and what I would do is I would I was before in some cases 100 men in a cafeteria where I would talk to them about just uh, job readiness. We would do mock interviews. They'd ask questions. I'd answer them. Talk about certain type of questions, how you answer questions in interviews, and that type of thing. But I came up with the idea on my own to bring quotes, uh, uh, take quotes from different writers and stuff like that, motivational quotes, because I wanted to spice up my class, and so that's what I did. And I got a little friction from a former coworker. We didn't really agree. I see eye to eye, and she thought I should follow the curriculum. And after bringing it to our superior, he allowed me to do it my way, and I was grateful because I wanted to give wanted to give more of myself to the guys, and so I got an opportunity to read my essay. It was published in Open Minds Quarterly. Actually, I didn't read it. I allowed one of the guys. I didn't allow. I asked him, and he was very enthusiastic about reading it too, and he did a great job. This was the reentry program again at Amity Foundation. And so in one of the classes, I read my my published essay, "Why Men Cry in the Dark," and I'm going to well, he read it, and so I'll show you right now what it looks like. This is the publication, Open Minds Magazine, and that was my title. That's the title of mine, and I was chosen out of. I'll show you here. You'll see the different writers. You'll see me right there. Right there. I'm trying to. But out of all of the different writers in this publication, I was chosen. Mine was chosen as the feature, the feature story. So, and here it is right here. It says page 5. You see that right there? It says "Why Men Cry in the Dark" by Michael Marks. Society doesn't make it easy for men to admit their emotions. And how healthy is that? Michael Marks describes the pain of keeping it all in, even in the face of divorce and financial strain. So yeah, that was an interesting. That was a very interesting day because after the guy read the essay, and they were all the guys were moved by it and stuff, because that's what it was all about. I connected on the with the guys on so many levels. Having kids, they were fathers, they had aspirations, dreams. One of the guys told me his dreams, and I encouraged him. He wanted to own a large trucking business, a fleet of trucks and stuff like that, and I encouraged it. But particularly, I was what resonated with me was when I talked about the pain of what I felt during during that breakup, the separation from my kids. Not so much my ex-wife. I didn't really. She had checked out about a year before she even left, and so I was okay with that. But I was very close to my kids because I was a stay-at-home father, and and I just had a bond with my two kids that was closer and even stronger than the mother at that time, as I was a stay-at-home father looking for work and that type of thing. But yeah, so when I talked about my experience, I remember this. This is so vivid. It seems like it was yesterday. But I talked about how it hurt, and it was so primal, the emotions when I stood before those guys, that I actually found myself tearing up and and crying a little bit, light tears, but and they were moved. They were more. I was saying to myself, oh my God, I'm here talking about my my life, and I'm tearing up in front of all these guys and tough guys and stuff. But it was nothing like that. It was they were at the matter of fact, when I finished that presentation, one of the guys approached me. I mean, with tears in his eyes, this big burly white guy, and shook my hand, and thank you, brother, for sharing your story. And he's crying, and and saying to me that he had his own demons he was dealing with alcoholism, and so to see me stand before them and just be vulnerable and allow myself to be transparent and real, that was really moving to him, and I appreciate him for coming forth in that manner to me. So, but yeah, so I just say this all to say that you can find, if you want to know more about what I do, you could go to Amazon. Amazon is where you can find my work. That is "Why Men Cry in the Dark." You can also find the Oscar speech. That's all in those. It's a compilation or a collection, I should say, of essays under the title "The Sweet Aroma of Defeat, Overcome by the no, this is the title. I'm getting, I'm not perfect, y'all, but the vile taste of aroma overcome by the sweet taste of jubilation. And that is a collection of essays. You can find it at Amazon. And if you want to reach out to me, I'm at Marks. You can reach me via email, marks4378 at AOL.com. That's MARKS 4378 at AOL.com. But I just wanted to share my experience working with formerly incarcerated men, and it was just a I felt very blessed and grateful to be able to have that experience. And I came across, even after leaving that job, I came across a number of guys, and they were so appreciative of it. Man, they would call me Swag Mike. I remember, because I love to dress and look good and all that good stuff. Looking good is feeling good. Feeling good is looking good. So Swag Mike, they would call me. I remember, but yeah, I would run into them and they would tell me, man, how much I affected them, and how much. I mean, one guy told me he had gotten a house, a car, was doing well, good job, doing well for himself. A few good stories, and they told me that I was a part of their rehabilitation and a part of their bettering themselves and that type of thing. So that was moving to me. So I just wanted to share that, and wish the guys behind the wall, whatever, just keep your head up, and keep striving, and keep God first. And I'm not here to place judgment on anyone. We all have our skeletons in the closet and all that. But I just say, you know what? As long as you have your heart is beating inside of your chest, you have a reason to live. So and it's even better when you can define a goal and go after it. So my closing remark would be, every day is an adventure when you can get up and do the type of work that you love. With that being said, I'll sign out again. Marks4378 at AOL.com. Thank you for joining me here. Have a blessed day or evening.